Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's me, Ben, aka Drawdad. Welcome back to the channel. This is an art channel. I'm not an art teacher, I'm an artist. I know a little bit, be more than happy to share my workflow. My app is kind of a lame-o app, I'm broke. I just have Sketchbook Pro, we're having fun on YouTube, that's all we're doing. You want to come have some fun with me, let's get to it. Listen, before we get started, I need you to hit that like and subscribe button for me. It really helps build my channel. Alright, you ready? Let's hit it. So, what do we got here? Hey, do you guys like my Spider-Man? That's a nod to the Spider-Verse there, these little comic book pop-ups. That's kind of my motif, man. That's my theme for my channel. I mean, aren't they the watermark? Sony Animation, jeez Louise, man. So cool. I like how they manipulate their frames. They're going less than 30 frames, but depending on the emotion of the scene, I read that they go less frames. But skipping frames is kind of it's like an abstract style, but man, how cool are those animations? All the artwork that went into those movies is insanely cool, and to say that it was an inspiration for me is an understatement. I'm chasing the Spider-Verse. Heck, I'm in the Spider-Verse. I'm an alternate version of myself. Who knows, man? Parallel universe, we could all be something else, man. Heck, man, I'd probably have a whole bunch of hair in a parallel universe. See, I need to find that universe. Hang on, it's cold outside. I gotta put something on here. It's cold in the house. Let's see here. So, with the drawing, so this right here, I was just using like a pencil brush. I lowered the opacity on the pencil brush, and I like rough strokes for a lot of my stuff. Not everything, but I'm a messy dude. I'm a messy style artist. I don't focus on the details as much as maybe I could. I'm not interested in details. For like strokes, I like the messy stroke. Maybe I am everybody's interested in details, but I guess I like the messy strokes. This is a character that I've made in the past. I have a bunch of OCs, original characters that I have kind of lurking around in my mind. I guess this is like the hero. I like kind of stylized. More and more I'm becoming kind of hooked on the stylized look. You know, it's an evolution from realism. You know, you start out in comic books and anime and manga, that's all realism. Everybody tries to copy that. When they first start out, you know, realism, you draw what you see, but you start lurking out and you start learning the rules, and any way you can distort reality, I think is expressive. Right now I'm using the lasso tool. Mark Brunette he was a big deal artist for Blizzard. He was a top artist there, and I love his channel. It's M-A-R-C, Mark. I think he's like French or something, or Canadian, maybe both. But I love his content. I watch his channel religiously. This is a method that he uses, and I'm trying his method out. This is one of the first times I've ever tried this. I think when I go back and I'm gonna revisit this quite often. This is a really, I really think this is an efficient way to color your drawings. You know, doing flat layers and just going to one piece at a time, and you're creating a mask, like you're locking the transparencies, and you can go in there and you're creating your own mask when you make little sections like this, and it's easy to select and do layers on top of your selections. You'll see here in a minute I start shading this stuff, but it's easier to shade when it's broken down into pieces, and it's easier to select those pieces as well when you have flat layers. The way Mark explained it on his channel is you want to do like your shading first and then add color on top of it, which is the method that I use for this piece of artwork. I'm real big on expressions for faces. I have developed a keen eye for how to make a face look make an expression look real. I don't know, that's everybody has stuff that they seem to do well, and for me, I could always get a facial expression. That's kind of one thing that always came natural to my artwork. I could always get somebody's emotion on their face. Even as it looks like a silly little Disney cartoon, but you can add emotion to it. There's something to this. It's not just a, you know, looks like he could be a character on a Little Mermaid, you know. That's kind of the style of the animation back in the 90s. That was a huge art movie too. When that came out, it was like an earthquake. I mean, that was like the Spider-Verse back in the 90s. Back when everything had to be done without computers, or they were just getting into computers. Doing some eyes here. Let's see. I like that green. It's a pretty color. I goofed on this. I got distracted. One of my daughters came in and I messed up on the screen recording here. I left out some of the details of when I was doing the shading for the eye. And it shows up suddenly at the end of the video. I'll make a point to do more artwork in the future. I'll show how I do the eyes. There's an artist, dang it, I should know who he is. Aburi or something like that. He's a big artist for games. He's on the Proco channel. Proco it's a bunch of artists, industry pros that are on there, and there's a whole bunch of guys. One guy really shows how to do skin tones. I think I'm doing like a core shading for his face. I think all the light's coming from the sides, or I don't know. I don't know if the lighting is actually accurate on this. You always look at your artwork afterwards and you're like, man, if I was gonna redo it, I would have done X, Y, and Z, you know. But I think the idea was to have the light come from kind of this corner of his face. Kind of, there's a light like kind of off to the side, and then the other light is kind of back behind his ear a little bit. I tried to make it to where it was kind of like at an angle, like dynamic like this, like the direction of the light. Using an airbrush here to do some shading. Easy to select those pieces and then create a new layer, and then you can do a shading layer on top of it. It's pretty cool. This is a cool method. I think what I want to do is use less airbrush. I like to have the stroke. I want to see the paint stroke. I like that style. This is more of an exercise for me. I'm just kind of trying out the Mark Brunette method for coloring in flats. He has a stage, like a 6-stage approach, and he was a studio artist, so he had to crank the stuff out, and he had it to where he could just go to the layer and change the colors rather than have to redo half of his paintings. It's cool when you do like a color overlay on top of your shading. How the shading comes through your colors, you know? I like that. It's cool to see that come through, and when you're coloring in, you know? I think here I was getting confused in coloring on my shading layer, so I had to go back and redo those layers. You know, this is new. The lasso tool is new to me. I don't really mess with it. I don't know. It's real time consuming to do the lasso, but I can truly see the benefit of using it. Throwing in some more skin tones here. I think I do some green and red on here, and that was from that Proco video I saw. Painting skin tones, you know, there's a bunch of different colors, pigments on your skin. You'd be, I think, like 3 to 6 different colors at any given angle when someone sees your face. Of pigments. There's lots of pigments and colors that show through your skin. Your skin is your skin is kind of see-through. You know it's an organ, your skin. It's the largest organ on your body. Your skin is an organ. You think about it, I mean, you get a skin cancer, and you're done. It's a huge system for your body. It protects us. There you go. I think I got that color right for the neck. Now I had to do the same. I had to go back and do that for the ears, because I kept doing the paint bucket over my shading. Ah, my nose is itchy. Itchy. I think, like my kids, they first week back at school, and they're like little petri dishes. They're touching their face like their dad. Let's see. If I could go back, I think I'd focus more on the hair. Hair is kind of it's a blind spot for me. I have trouble doing details for hair. I can do the outline, but I'm still working as an artist. I'm still developing my skills. That's what's cool, you know? I mean, I'm never gonna stop. At this point, it's a part of me, you know, doing this kind of stuff. So I'm beginning to throw in the light source. There's a red light coming in closer to his face, I believe, or more in front of his face, kind of like right here. I started with like a rim light in the back, and then I figured, ooh, let me do blue. That'd be kind of cool. And I'm glad I did, because the colors look awesome together. All these colors kind of tie in really nice. I always thought blue and red were the opposite, but it's red and green. But when I was a little kid, I always thought blue was the opposite of red. What I mean by that, I guess blue and red really, they contrast a lot. I know they come together and make purple. Color rules are made for a reason, and there's reasons to follow them, and sometimes, I think a lot of time people notice that, like, rules for art are made to be broken. I mean, think of the human canon. Think about colors. I think I did a layer mode. I changed the skin to where it's like an overlay, or like a linear burn or something. I forget what I did, but it's just an option, one of the pull downs inside the app for the layers. You can click on the layer, and I think that's one of the things this year. I hope to get an iPad. I want Procreate. That's probably the closest thing that you can get to Photoshop for a mobile app that's easy to use for a tablet. And I'm a lazy guy. I don't sit at a desk. I mean, you look at me. I'm sitting here like King Tut or something. I'm laying down on I'm just chilling on my bed looking at this video. But I want to sit here and just draw on my tablet. I don't want to sit like up and down like at a desk.
Hey everybody, I hope you liked this video. Be sure to leave a like and a subscribe. It really helps me build my channel. Thanks for watching. Kampai.